Okay. So rub our palms, come into the center. Press the palms together, bring them to your heart. Slow your breath down. Smile, relax from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Just settle in. To the calm, to the stillness, to the flow of information. Can you be in the state of gratitude and receivership? In your mind's eye, practicing that inner vision, seeing and feeling the most beautiful sunrise, that golden light, that warmth. Catch the feeling. Breathe it in. As you inhale, draw the light of the. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center. Allow it to expand through your whole being. And as you exhale, send that light through the crown like a fountain. Make it big. Inhaling again, draw the light of the sun directly into your heart. Hold it at the heart center. Allow it to expand, radiate, and glow through your whole being. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head, fountain. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold that breath, that light at the heart center. Enjoy it. And exhale through the crown. Make it big. Clear out your space. Returning to your easy breath. Keep your eyes closed. Just seeing and feeling the light within you and all around you. All around you. Expand your awareness. Bringing harmony to your existence through all time, space, dimension, and reality. Everything that was, everything that is, everything that will be. In this now moment. Filled with light, love, harmony, order, truth. Inhale deeply and hold the breath. Hold it, rub your palms, inhale a little more. Cup the palms over your eyes or in front of your eyes and exhale. Feel that energy or to stillness. Inhale deep. Hold it, nourish yourself. Feel the energy from your center of your palms to your eyes, to your whole being. Everything I need is within me. And as you exhale, float your palms down, flutter your eyes open into your space. Good, we're good, we're connected. Thank you guys for joining me. I've been on repeat again today on something on repeat, and you know, I highly suggest it. Like I've highly suggested it many, many times. And what are we doing now? Like now, all this time later, hearing the same information, just like I hear the same information all the time. But this is what I prefer to fill my time with. What I prefer to fill my awareness with the truth, with this information. And, you know, now basically you have the foundation, you know what this is about, really. And what are we doing now every week? Reminders, just a little tips and practicality and reminders, and maybe expanding the awareness or the information or the wisdom in a different way, you know, with examples. I always try to remember examples or bring examples with me, but then I forget. But today I have a couple of examples that we can use. Yeah, don't get too excited. It's just little things that have happened. And I just, like a lot of people reach out to me or message me or call me or have clients, so friends. I know the internet's going weird. I've always had the best internet. This is our first example, is my internet. But I'll say that in a second. So I have a lot of different things that come across my path because why? Because I like to see things in order. And especially the people that I'm connected to, or that, like I always say to you guys, I thrive and everyone around me thrives. So anyone that has ever come across my path that I love, that I am connected to, I do have this feeling of making everything, again, uplifted or perfect. It's perfect in my eyes. It's perfect in my mind when I think of those things. So people, again, like I was saying earlier today, when you decide on your state of being and you know who you are and you're applying this wisdom and you're doing your best on your discipline, which is what? Not being so wobbly, not getting so thrown by the world of senses, this after effect, not being so thrown by the effect, not being so thrown by the shadow, but remembering who you are and coming back to the cause, or coming back to what you did, coming back to that instead of staying in this, seeing what you don't want to see and then reacting, which is what most people do, but we're not most people. So when you have that decision, when you have that energy, when you hold that space, then if you notice, there's the people around you that also are in your awareness, or you're in their awareness, because really, again, I don't know what anyone else is thinking. I don't know what anyone else's experience is, only what they're telling me, but even what they're telling me is in conformance. It's in accordance to my story of them. So what are they thinking? What I think that they're thinking. Like everyone's trying to figure out other people's experiences. How can you know that? You can only know yours. So when someone comes across my path and the story is not lovely, or, maybe it's not that bad, but just needs a little shining up, where does that come from? Me, within me, my story of them, or my story of the experience, that I realize every time can use. It's just my reminder. I can fine tune it a little bit more. That's why whether it's a friend or a client or whatever. And what do I always say? And I've told you that this is what I say. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. If it were me, this is what I would do. And then I say what I would do, because it is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, I'm offering that for them or you in your experience to apply it if you so choose, which I highly suggest. But at the same time, that's what I'm going to do. And even just us talking about it, or untangling it, bringing it into the light, starts a process of transformation that even sometimes just that is enough, just the conversation. So for instance, and these things that are like, that I know are me, like these things, for instance, that are like been going on for a while. Let's say we have the misinterpretation of our reality that something has been going on for a long time, when really, why is it going on for a long time? Because I didn't change my practiced story. I observe something, I made the meaning around it. I have that locked in my remembrance mechanism, whatever that is, locked in my nervous system, locked in my being. And, probably all that happened or whatever those experiences were. And I wasn't that conscious. I wasn't very conscious. I was a little unaware and maybe judging or, reacting in some kind of way. Maybe me or maybe the other, and me observing of the other. Do you see what I'm saying? So, once it comes back around, sometimes, we're hearing the same story a lot. And then you can speak to the person about it. Like I said so many times, you can have the conversation, sure, depending on the state that you're in. And your story about them is how it's going to kind of go over or be heard or whatever's going to happen. But you can do all of that. You can put all of that in the story, in your new story. Like, they're always so receptive. They get what I'm saying, when I offer these different perspectives, they love it, they eat it up, they apply it. But yeah, but these examples help me because I just get to see how our habits are, like what our habits are. And we have the habit, this was in something I was listening to today. We have the habit of accepting what our five senses give us. We have the habit of accepting what shows up and we don't want. We have the habit of accepting that because, again, we have a habit of a limited mind, a habit. Let's just take it like that because, not giving any power away anywhere. We're programmed and conditioned and all this stuff. And I don't know what this place is or what this place was for other than a mechanism to wake up. So because it is this reality, I'm talking about this world, this earth experience, because it is a mechanism to wake up, it's doing its job perfectly. It's doing its job perfectly. Oh, wow. It's like really perfect. Like, it's like brilliant at that, getting us to wake up, realize like, oh shoot, I got a lot of stories in here, a lot of stuff I don't like, And then I'm in the habit of accepting it because I'm in the habit of believing that there's nothing for me to do. Like, I don't know, like that's the way they are. Like, what do I always say? That's the way they are. That's the way it is. That's the way I am. We just have a habit of repetition. That's it. It's just repetition, which becomes a habit. And then we don't change the habit because we don't know it's a habit. We think that that's the way it is. So we have a habit of accepting what the five senses tell us. We accept it as real. We accept it as solid. We accept it as done, and we don't do anything about it. And I'm over that. I've been over it. I'm not in the habit anymore of accepting anything that I don't want. I will persist and persist until I see what it is I'm persisting in externalized in my world. I don't accept anything less. And again, maybe at first, you may have to get a little fired up about it. You might get a little like feisty, yeah, exactly. You might get a little feisty about it or whatever. You might be like, absolutely not, but then after some time of practice and seeing that it works, or like, this is what it is here. This is how this feedback loop, and I'm the cause. Then you do it in a much calmer way. Like, it's like really, truly like a game. You play a game. Say, okay, this is how it's going. All right, let me see what I can do. That's what I do. I say, yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So if that's the case, let me see what I can do. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So some things, again, take a little more, I think, discipline or convincing of ourselves, depending on the stories that we have. That's just real. But also, like I'm saying to you, once you practice, it doesn't have to be so hard. It's not actually hard. It's just discipline. You just have to be aware of catching where you fall into, like what states, what habitual thoughts, what habitual moods, what habitual stories. You just have to catch those habits, and you have to say, oh, no, 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 I'm doing a new habit. That, or like I'm creating a new pathway, a new state of being, a new story. I don't like that story. Or maybe I like the story, but I don't like the results that I get from the story. So then that's silly to continue. So I got to change it. So for instance, I have someone that I know that has a relationship, or had a relationship with someone, anyways, has a child with someone. And with the someone isn't that nice. Is actually like more than not nice. And it's challenging. Like when you're in these types of situations, think about situations, any situations that you have in your life that are still stuck in your side, a little bit thorny. When you're in it, I understand that it is challenging. And, I like to ask good questions. I like to listen and observe and ask good questions. And I'm doing it because also, like, this is what I want to do. And I would like for others to do, ask yourself the good questions. So, this has been going on for, let's say, some time, and this person has observed that this has been going on for some time. So when you have something going on and you're observing it for some time, and everyone can relate, I would say, probably with family relationships or old friendships or whatever it is, you really have a story. You really have a story. And I think when we have those kinds of things and we have those stories, what we got to today when I was speaking to her is that, she doesn't even know what she wants. Like, really, what I always say to you guys is like, when you're in a state or something isn't going well, right? And then you want something different, but then I say like, okay, this is what I would do. And then, well, because what I would do is absolutely not. Like, if I have a child with someone and they're being grumbly or they're being weird or negative or angry, or, extrapolate this example with anything, but I'm saying, when someone is, let's say, treating you in a certain way, first of all, there's so many things here. What are all the things? Think of all the things we've talked about with regards to someone treating you in a way that you don't think you should be treated. First of all, your concept of yourself. That's the very, very foundation is, no man comes unto me save I call him. So nobody can show up there unless I've already said those things, unless I've already thought those things about me or about them. But really, that's about me, because why would I draw that to me in my life and have that experience? It has to be some cleanup of the concept of self, excuse me. But so with the concept of self, that is where a lot of people, it's like somehow, not connected. It's like, because it involves someone else being a certain way, they just want to keep it out there on that person. And that keeps you stuck like that. It keeps you stuck. So you have to really, if you're having something like that, a result or something happening in your life where something outside of you is treating you in a certain way, or talks to you in a certain way, or acts towards you in a certain way that you don't like, the first thing that you have to do is think about your concept of yourself, how you think people treat you or think of you. And that's how you think of yourself. And then you have to uplift that. You have to change that. You have to really know in every cell of your being that all life everywhere loves and supports me. Oh no, they adore me. People adore me. People love me. Yeah, of course they do. I love me. I adore me. You have to know it. And it's practice, okay? You have to practice. So barring that, I'm saying these things as little examples of like the whole process of what you can do, like there's always something to do, is what I'm saying. Internal action, not conversations, not gossiping, not gathering more evidence that, yeah, they're like that to her and him and them as well. No, not, it involves no one else, just you. So this is a little process. It's first the concept of myself. Who am I? Like, do I truly believe that about myself? Or what do I believe about the world, how it treats me, how people treat me, how I'm seen, like how those types of people see me, how men see me, how women see me, like all of that can be cleaned up. Then it's like, okay, there's been a habit of a story that is practiced over and over again. And like I said before, if you want something different, are you willing to practice a different version, a different habit? And where do you practice it? Inside. You have to go over this thing again and again and again in your head in a different way. Every time you still think of it in that negative way or in that way that you don't like. So for instance, if you go somewhere, so in this story, let's say if she goes to drop off her child and she doesn't get any no acknowledgement, no hello, no nothing, what am I doing? What if it were me, what would I be doing? I would see them smile at me. Hey Jody, how are you? Hey, I'm good, thanks. How you doing? And I would have a little exchange, feel good about it, all good, see you later, talk to you tomorrow, or send me a picture of what you guys are doing later, thanks. Like that, you have to be willing to do that, things like that. And this is where it comes out. This is where it comes out to test you if you truly want what you say you want. Because when I say that, or like, what I would do is this, like every time my mind goes there, or every time I'm driving there, I'd be very mindful of what are my thoughts, what have I already decided? Did I go to the end? Like there's so much to do. So really, really, like you're not as aware as you think you are. Like, we're just unconscious kind of driving, or we're unconscious, like letting your thoughts go. You go to that person and then you kind of replay it as something that happened that you don't like, and you don't fix it. Like, come on. You gotta change it to a version that you like. You gotta do revision. You have to do a new version so that you have the opportunity to get a different version coming up whenever, like anytime in front of you. But you can't just keep saying the same thing and expecting something different, or complaining. It's not good for you. I'm not saying that you have to like fix everything or change everything, but why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you is my question. Like, I really don't understand. It's for you. So that also to me, that also goes back to the concept of self. Because if you're not willing to fix it or change it, not for them, for you, there's something going on there that you don't think you deserve that, or, something, I don't know. I don't want to make a story. I'm just saying there's something curious there if you don't want to do it. Like change the story you have with someone that has been negative or has been mean to you, because that was the thing when I said, like, this is what I would do this and see what happens. And she was like, I don't know if I want to. Well, why? Why? And we all understand, like, it is relatable, because there's still a state of consciousness that is like I've said, for some reason, we're hurt. People are hurt. And then they think someone has hurt them or treated them in a certain way. So they don't want to like give them a pass or let that go or whatever. And what I'm saying is, it's not that you're giving them a pass or letting them go, because first of all, and all of this is happening from unconsciousness, your own unconsciousness. That is still from before your conscious concept of yourself and what your stories were since from before, whenever that was, who knows, that version of you, and that version of them. So now you're a new version, you're a different version. So not to say that those things didn't happen or whatever, but in the new version, in the new state of being, you don't want those things to affect you. And if you can't shift it or let it go or imagine a new version, they're going to affect you and you're going to be stuck. And like I've said before, it's not just in one aspect of your life. These things that we have a hard time, if you have a hard time with one thing, whatever that theme is, whatever it is, it's affecting other places. You can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. It's nothing is separate, so if you're not willing to do something in one area, yeah, it's affecting a lot of stuff. And I've heard this is not, I'm using this example because it was today and it was clear in my mind, but it's not the only one. I've had a lot of these examples. There's a lot of this, this person is a jerk, or this person has been horrible to me. So I don't want to revise. I don't want to change it. I don't want a better relationship with them. And that also is understandable. So if that's the case, if that is the case, the best, but see, with this case, this specific case, the person still has to be in their life. They're still like, sorry about your luck, but you're still tied to the person, you're still tied there. So it's in your best interest. It's in the best interest of the child, to do something different. So that's when I say, like, I got to get over myself. And for me, for the best version of me, for my best experience, for my life best experience. But I do want to say, if that is challenging and you don't want the person in your life, it's not something that you have to have in your life, but it is still affecting you, you don't have to have them in your life. I've said that before, but you do have to do something about those memories, those remembrances, or every time your mind goes to the subject or goes to the person, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, tangled up stuff. I've said it, I know, a lot of times. It's in your best interest to smooth it out, to imagine a different version. And it really, because if we really knew what this was for, if we really knew what this life experience is, and someday and somehow and somewhere, somewhat, I'm sure we will. It's just in this moment, we have to do what feels good. And if we're truly honest with ourselves, that doesn't feel good. Even if it was wrong and they're bad and whatever, it still doesn't feel good within you to continue the story. And if you cannot drop it, if you can't drop it, the best thing is to somehow lift it up a little bit, bring some light to it, practice, just try it on a different version. And if you think that there are limits, you should test it. That's what I will say. If you think there are limits, I mean, in the way of like, oh, I had a terrible childhood, so there's nothing I can do about that. Test it. If you're willing, you sit in your silence or your state akin to sleep or your little meditative state or your quiet space, and you replay it a different way, see what happens and see how you feel. A lot of us have done it. I know, practice. I'm reminding us again, because again, I just think we're so habitual. We're so easy to just fall right back into everything, always what we've known, what we've practiced, this sensory world, and make it the most, like I said, we're obsessed, like make it the only best thing going, and not knowing where that has come from or where that is coming from. Why wouldn't you go there? And why wouldn't you just see what happens, even if you had a good childhood, like I said, you can make good to amazing. Try it, try it, try it, try it all. I'm joking about the internet, but really, I just haven't spent the time and did it. My internet and what I would do. So if this were me and it is me, I would just take a few moments to remember that my internet has always been super fast and super reliable. And I can hook up all the devices in my house. And it's like everything is like lightning speed, super fast. Now, weird stuff happens, I just, and the thing is, like, you can practice and whether you did it or didn't do it, whether you caught the feeling or didn't catch a feeling. And sometimes you don't care about stuff. Like, I haven't really cared too much, I guess, about the internet, but I can. And it doesn't mean like you don't care about it. So you don't try. But I think from practice, you guys know now what catching the feeling really feels like. When you're there and when you're not there. And if you're not there, again, it's not a frustration thing. It's not a I'm not doing it right kind of thing. It's a I got to practice a little bit more kind of thing. So even revision, if it's weird or if you've tried it and it doesn't, you're not sure if you're doing it, just try it again. You don't pay anybody to do it. Just do it. Close your eyes and go back over the story. Imagine them saying something else. Imagine something different, a smile, whatever you want. I've heard some really, really interesting stories. So that's what I was going to say. You never know. And like, yeah, our mind wants to try to figure out what's going to change, what will change. But if you really get there, you do notice something shifts. Like in my experience, what we would consider weird, like something weird, like I'm talking about this internet, all of a sudden, maybe the owner of the house is going to say, oh, the internet contracts ended and we had to upgrade and get a different one. I don't know. I'm making it up, but that's the kind of stuff. Like I don't take the action, go out there, try to contact them or contact a different internet person. This is my favorite way of doing it. Just imagine something better and then watch what happens. There's a lot of cool revision stories on YouTube that you can look at and listen to. Neville has cool revision stories. I've done cool revision things, but I want you to try it for yourself. Really pick something. And, at the very least, I'm going to tell you, and this is like it, at the very least, you feel better. You feel good. You feel excited. You feel like, oh, I'm doing something here. Like it's interesting. And that's what I'm saying too, is like, again, what are you here for? What are you here doing? What are you here doing? Now that you know this, now that you have this wisdom, now that you have this information, now that you have these tools, now that it's available for free at your fingertips on the internet, like everywhere, wherever you want, you can find all this information, books and everything. Now that you have all that, what are you doing? And why not, like, do some experiments, make it fun. It's true, we get a little bit into our routine, or things are good, maybe things are real good, things are going good. So you kind of, like, I don't want to say fall off, but what I've noticed is when things are good, people usually let their practices that got them to good, they kind of let them go a little bit. And it's a process. Like, I think that's part of the process, because once you let them go, then you let them go and you let them go and you let them go. And then stuff starts getting a little wobbly and interesting. And then you're like, uh-oh, or you don't even catch it. You just get reactive or upset or anxiety or whatever happens. And then, something comes to remind you, or you remind yourself or someone or something. And because we're blessed, because we're very, very aligned and we're all supported and loved. And so you always have everything you need right around, anywhere you look around you. As soon as you decide to change your mind, as soon as you have a little like inkling to, I'd like to empower myself. Oh, this isn't what? Oh no. And then right away, what? Somebody messages you, or your friend is there, or you see the class, or you see the message, or you open your social media and the first thing you see is like a quote and you're like, oh, you know, like, what's this? This is a sign. And remember about signs. This is the last thing. Signs follow, they do not precede. Signs are not something out there telling you something. It's you telling you. You got yourself somehow to alignment, or something's going on with you that is good. And then you get in the shadow world, in the effect world, you get the effect of that. We just, our whole lives, our whole experience here has been twisted. We just have kept thinking that it's something out here, out here, out here. And it's in here, in here, in here the whole time. Whatever in here, whatever out there really means, but you know what I mean? It is a movement of mind. It is your consciousness. It is not something out there telling you something. It's not, it's you telling you. Okay, I think that's the rant. I don't even know. Amen. Okay, good. And any questions, I love questions anytime, anywhere. I love your messages. I love, yeah, just again, uplifting everything. And remember, when people come across your path, uplift them. That's my story. That's my story too. So we want to uplift everything and uplift them in our minds and uplift ourselves, and remember, bring it back to the concept of self. And this is for real, the last thing, because I want to say it every time. What is wanted? What is wanted? First, after all, out of all of this, if you don't get clear on what is wanted, then yeah, you can do stuff, you can do stuff, but if you don't really know what you want, then that's why it's kind of muddly. And if you don't know what you want, what do I say? Well, you know how you want to feel, kind of you can have more of a broader what you want, like a state of being or state of consciousness that you want to dwell in. So you can go for that, but you should really get clear on what you want. Then when you're clear on what you want, who am I being? Or who would I be? Who am I being as the person that has that already? How would I see the world if that were true? If you're saying that, I'm abundant or wealthy or healthy or whatever, any of those things. Yeah, you'd feel relief, but also think about it. If you were, we would feel relief for a lot of the things, but also if you were saying like, I'm in overflow abundance, and then you sit in that feeling, how would you be viewing the world? Like what are the, like, how would you shop, or how would you, yeah, generous. You'd be generous. You would be relaxed. You wouldn't, oh, I got my dog sneezing. Oh, yeah, okay. It's okay. I don't know what he thinks he saw. It's okay. I think Chewy was dreaming and his senses are telling him something else. Or there's something in my house that I can't see. That my senses aren't picking up. Because he's looking at nothing and getting grumbly. Yeah, ease, you'd be at ease. You wouldn't be fretting over details, like if I was at ease, you wouldn't be shopping around for 10 cents less on the gas somewhere, you just get your gas, like things like that, like little things of your life. And those little things, it's not like saying like, do something different, like put yourself out there in a way that isn't congruent, or spend your last dime or whatever. No, it's not that. It's not some outward action. It has to be an internal action. It has to be the feeling. You can still be looking for a deal, but inside of you, it's like you have more money than you could spend in a lifetime. That's the feeling that you have to have. That's the practice. That's the practice of denying the senses and doing whatever it is that you're doing in this world, but at the same time, keeping the feeling, keeping your feeling. Okay. We're going to breathe, but also I want to say happy birthday to Pam. And I wanted everybody to just take a moment and send blessings. Let's rub our hands and just go in your heart and think of Pam and her radiance and beauty and light, and bring your hands in front of you. You can close your eyes. Just tune into your heart and send all your loving energy. I thrive and everyone around me thrives. Pam in radiant health and infinite energy, infinite abundance, all of the blessings. So be it. Good. And just bring your hands back to prayer. Just bringing all of those blessings into our lives, the lives of those around us. You know what to do. Use your consciousness, use your awareness, use your love. Be love. Uplift yourself and everyone around you. Go in your heart, bring your hands on your heart, looking straight ahead. Let's expand. Inhaling into the chest and hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. One more, one more, one more, one more hold. Now pull root lock, pull it up, activate yourself. And exhale gracefully. Relax. Inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Look straight ahead, open focus, smile, inhale more. Try to find some space in your back, more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. You can do it. Relax your shoulders. One more. One more. Hold. Pull root lock. Press a little bit with your hands on your chest. Pull root lock. Navel, diaphragm up. And exhale gracefully. Release. Relax. One more time. Inhale deep into the chest. Hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. A little bit more. Expand in all directions more. A little bit more. One more. One more. One more hold. Relax your shoulders. Pull root lock. Pull it up. Activate yourself. And exhale gracefully. Good. Release your hands. Close your eyes. Notice what you notice. Notice the shift in your energy. Feel the peace, feel the calm, feel the stillness. See that light within you in your heart, growing, radiating through your whole body, through your whole being, lighting up the space that you're in from within. Using your disciplined awareness, your disciplined imagination. Bring your fingertips together. press them a little bit together. The Soothe. Inhaling through the tongue slowly. Hold it for a moment or two and then exhaling through the nose.
Is manifesting right now. Why?
One more inhale through the tongue. Pull the tongue, swallow. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Hold. And exhale, hold it out. Inhale, reach. Inhale some more. Hold it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Happy birthday, Karina. I didn't know your birthday was Friday. All the birthdays, all the birthdays, all the blessings to everyone. You know, when you think about when you're getting down to what is truly wanted, because I was just laughing because I was remembering someone said to me once, like, well, what if what I want is for them to fall off a cliff? I'm like, is that really what you want though? Like, what do you really want? You want harmonious relationships, or you want, you know, um, lucrative collaborations or partnerships or whatever that was, whatever the situation was. You know what I mean? Like, because when this thing that we're talking about always like just we're thinking about yourself, there's a negative connotation to selfish that people want to say, but you have to be selfish, but this is selfish in the most loving and uplifting way. If you just focus on yourself and what do I want, that has nothing to do with what they're going to do, fall off a cliff, don't fall off a cliff, do this, do that, sign this, don't sign, like whatever it is, it's like, what do I want? I want my life to be free of, I want my life to be uplifting and whatever that is. So always, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I want them to, that's what I hear a lot too. Well, I don't want them to, I want them to do this or that. But if you could really, it's really, really effective if you could take the them out of it and just figure out what you want for you. That doesn't involve them doing anything. It's, I want this, whatever that is for you. That's the best way. That's the best selfish way to be. And it transforms everything in the most beautiful and harmonious way. Okay. Hands on the heart. We're going to do I am with 4 breaths in. So the power of I am. Let's go a couple minutes and then we're done.
I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am.
Inhale. Hold it. And exhale, hold it out. Stillness. Bring your hands to prayer. Just notice what you notice. Tune into your state of being. Feel yourself full of love. All life everywhere loves and supports me. Who do you say that you are? Who am I? I am. I am aware. Feeling the gratitude for your breath, for your life, for your awareness. Covering yourself in love, peace, and light. Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale. Light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thank